Hi, I'm Elle, your qualified anti-diet nutritionist. And yes, I have ears on because it's starting to get a bit nippy, isn't it? I'm kind of going into bear hibernation mode. Got my vest on, got my woolly jumper on. I'm kind of ready for winter. And it's nearly October. It's nearly October. When is it? Thursday, it's October. And I know a lot of us are kind of feeling this year's been shit. It's been all over the place and kind of a waste of time and a write-off, and what's the point for the next quarter? Well, there's a real point because it's not over yet. I've experienced and seen so much positivity in the last 6 months. There's still things that we can focus on and kind of embrace as we go towards the end of this year. So I'm going to tell you about that in just a bit. But the other reason I guess I'm wearing ears is because I get a bear brain quite a bit. You know, like Pooh Bear talks about, he's a bear of very little brain. Sometimes my brain just fucks off completely for a couple of hours, for a couple of days, and then it comes back again. But it's a little bit temperamental. And sometimes when my brain does that, I need a bit of help. And it kind of made me think when I spoke to one of my wonderful clients today about something. Well, I'm going to talk to you about it. Let me read you this quote. Okay, so this is an A.A. Milne quote. I love Pooh Bear. When you're a bear of very little brain and you think of things, you find sometimes that the thing which seemed very thingish inside you is quite different when it gets out into the open and has other people looking at it. And this came to me when I was speaking to my client this morning, and she was like, God, thanks. Doesn't it help when you just kind of speak out loud and talk about stuff? And yeah, it absolutely does. Because these last 6 months have been a right kind of emotional roller coaster, haven't they? We've kind of had all these thoughts whirring around in our head because we don't know what the hell's going on and we don't know what's going to happen, all this uncertainty. And like a washing machine, it just gets chucked around and nothing very constructive really that comes out of it necessarily. And we kind of catastrophize stuff and things get bigger and overwhelming. And actually what we need to do sometimes is just take it all out and sort it all out. And actually, this is what I do, okay? So I chatted with my client today and she just kind of, as she spoke out loud, she heard herself, she was processing stuff as she was saying it. And ultimately, this is how we kind of get through the issues and the challenges. So if you're kind of asking questions and kind of speculating and reflecting, that's when you go, that's what it is. That's what I'm going to do. So to have someone to talk to makes all the difference when we're trying to work through our challenges and problems, particularly when it comes to food. Because when it comes to our eating, God, you've probably had your whole life being bombarded, almost brainwashed with the idea that certain foods are bad, certain foods are good, don't eat this, don't eat that. Hey, you need to be a bit more careful about that. Oh, have you put weight on? We get bombarded with these messages, which we internalize, and they then essentially change all our thinking, how we see food, how we see ourselves. Then we get the rocky foundations, which kind of lower our body image, lower our self-confidence and our self-worth. And then it's very difficult sometimes to work through that on your own. So to have someone like me that is qualified and experienced in coaching you through all that kind of muddiness that diet culture kind of sits around us, it can really help people get to a place where they feel kind of free with food. They kind of get rid of that anxiety. They start to get more enjoyment from food. They start to like themselves. So if you've been sat on your washing machine, okay, and you've got these thoughts going in your head in terms of, I feel guilty after eating, I don't like the way that I look, how am I going to do this? The only answer for me is weight loss, but that's not good for me. When you've got that cycle going around, you need some kind of expertise and intervention to stop the spin cycle. Okay, I don't know why I've got into washing machines, but hey, bears and washing machines, it's all very normal. So the year isn't over. On the 15th of October, I am relaunching Running Again, my anti-diet system, which you may have heard of. And if you haven't, this is a 12-week program designed to help you heal your relationship with food and yourself. So this encompasses kind of letting go of dieting for good, even though you know they're not good for you, they never work, they don't last. There's always that hope, isn't there, that all this time it just might work, but actually your gut says no, it won't, don't do it. So to kind of help you reject all of that sort of diet stuff, it kind of sort of sticks to you like glue, to help you become more inward facing. What happens in society is that we're told to look outside all the time. Follow this plan, follow those rules, do what that person's doing. Hey, look at that person who looks gorgeous in her body and she's been all lean and clean eating. Let's stop all the comparisons with other people. Let's take the more tricky journey inwards. Let's start to look at ourselves inside, to work out where these thoughts and beliefs came from. Why is it that we speak to ourselves the way that we do? Why do we feel guilty after eating, I don't know, ice cream or pizza or crisps, or you've done more than your cheat day? Let's work all through that shit, because it's not serving you at all. So the program, as I say, over 12 weeks, there's a whole series of video lessons, there's a workbook, and this particular run in October will be my supported version. So that's for small groups only, so there'll be 4 of us on the program, and we have weekly hour-long coaching sessions. So that's kind of where the magic happens, where we do the work, where I help you do the work that is needed. And we talk all about body image, how we speak to ourselves, my friend Joey talking to me now, how we exercise, how do we get into the practicalities of living life and eating without food rules and depriving ourselves and then thinking that we're going to binge out and overeat. So I want you to kind of feel that you've got a gentle level of control coming back into your life. So over the course of the end of this year, you can end up in January feeling kind of free of food rules, to find some food freedom, to actually change how you see yourself, get that different perspective, so that actually you begin next year liking yourself, not thinking, shit, I've got to go and do another diet again. You don't need to do that, okay? So stop kind of dwelling on this like negativity at the moment. If there's something you've been thinking about doing, now is the time. This program won't run again for a little while, so middle of October it kicks off. I would love it if you would be interested in coming to join me. Let's have a chat about it, okay? There is no shame or judgment when we start talking about the stuff that scares us, when we say out loud, you know what, I don't like myself. I do this and I do that with food, and talking about binging behaviors or restricting, and how we kind of beat ourselves up about it. It's okay to talk about it. You're in a safe place, but I understand it's difficult to face your demons. That's what I'm here for, okay? So if you're interested, please do drop me a private message. You can email me at mel@wakeburnnutrition.com. You can find me as Mel Wakeburn on Instagram or Facebook, and I'd love to have a chat with you, all right? So thank you very much for watching, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye.